This is a tale of two geniuses. Chapter 7. The day after Folarin's return from the sacred grove, we are filled with quiet reflection. Ayinke, moved by his determination and sincerity, began spending more time with him. The villagers, too, whispered about the bond forming between the two young minds. However, Ayinke's father, Chief Oladimeji, remained skeptical. One afternoon, as Folarin and Ayinke sat beneath the baobab tree, discussing the myth of their ancestors, a royal messenger arrived, dressed in the vibrant colors of Chief's household. He bowed slightly and said, "Ayinke, your father wishes to see both of you." Folarin's heart raced. Being summoned by the chief could mean anything, acceptance or rejection. At the chief's compound, the air was heavy with authority. The chief sat on a raised throne, his coral-beaded crown glittering in the light of the oil lamps. Beside him stood the council elders, their expression unreadable. "Folarin," the chief began, his deep voice filling the room, "I have heard of your exploit, the riddle, the festival, and the grove. You have impressed the village, but Ayinke is my daughter. Her future is not to be determined by tricks and clever words. You must prove that you are worthy of her in a way that matters to her family." Folarin met the chief's gaze, his voice steady. "I am willing. Kabiyesi, tell me what I must do." Chief Oladimeji nodded to one of the elders, who stepped forward and spoke. "In 3 days, we will hold a test, a union of minds and heart. It will challenge your wisdom, your character, and your ability to align with the values of our family. Fail, and you will have no claim to Ayinke's time or affection." Folarin glanced at Ayinke, who looked back with a mixture of pride and concern. "I accept," he said firmly. The next 3 days were a whirlwind of preparation. Mama Agba taught Folarin proverbs and stories that reflected the values of the elders. Ayinke, though unable to help directly, hinted at the importance of patience and humility. On the morning of the test, the entire village gathered at the chief's compound. The elders sat in a semicircle, with Chief Oladimeji at the center. Ayinke, dressed in a stunning royal blue iro and buba, stood beside her father, her expression unreadable. The first challenge was a debate on the responsibilities of a leader. Each elder posed a question, testing Folarin's understandings of justice, compassion, and wisdom. One elder asked, "If you were a leader and had to choose between punishing a thief to set an example or showing mercy to understand his plight, what will you do?" Folarin thought carefully before answering. A leader must balance justice with mercy. Punishment without understanding hardens the heart, while mercy without accountability weakens the law. "I would seek to understand the thief's plight while ensuring the community feels safe." The elders nodded in approval. The second challenge tested Folarin's connection to the community. He was asked to identify and address a pressing issue faced by the village. After consulting with the villagers earlier, Folarin brought up the recent scarcity of clean water during the dry season. "I propose digging a second well near the southern farmlands," he said. "It will reduce the burden on the main well and serve those living farther from the village center." "I am willing to lead the effort," the crowd murmured in agreement, and the elders exchanged approving glances. The final challenge was the most personal. Chief Oladimeji himself stood and addressed Folarin. "A union of mind is not enough," he said. "A true partnership requires understanding the heart. Tell me, Folarin, what is that truly draws you to Ayinke? Is it her beauty, her status, or something deeper?" Folarin took a deep breath, his voice steady but full of emotion. "Kabiyesi, Ayinke is all those things. What draws me to her most is her spirit. She is unafraid to challenge me, to push me to be better. She values knowledge, tradition, and community, and she inspires me to do the same. I do not seek to possess her. I seek to stand beside her as her equal." The hall fell silent. Chief Oladimeji studied Folarin for what felt like an eternity, then finally spoke. "You have answered well, Folarin. You have shown wisdom, humility, and deep respect for our tradition. You have earned my blessing." The crowd erupted in applause, and Ayinke's smile lit up the room. Folarin felt a wave of relief and joy, knowing he had not only won the chief's approval, but also strengthened his bond with Ayinke. That evening, under the starlit sky, Folarin and Ayinke walked together, their footsteps echoing along the path to the baobab tree. "You have proven yourself in more ways than I expected," Ayinke said softly. "But you know, Folarin, this is just the beginning." Folarin laughed, his confidence tempered with humility. "I would not have it any other way." Chapter 8. The approval of Chief Oladimeji marked a turning point in Folarin's life. He and Ayinke began spending more time together. their conversation deepening beyond playful banter and riddles. The villagers watched their growing bond in admiration, seeing in them a promise of unity, intelligence, and progress for Ibitayo. But as life seemed to settle into this newfound harmony, Folari realized that winning Ainke's heart and father's blessing was only the beginning. The path ahead was filled with challenges, opportunities, and decisions that would shape their future. One afternoon, Folarin invited Ainke to his favorite spot, a small hill overlooking the village. As they sat under the shade of a sprawling mahogany tree, he turned to her with a serious expression. Ainke, he began, we've spent so much time understanding each other, but there's something I want to ask. What is your dream, not just for yourself, but for this village, for our people? Ainke looked out at the village below, her gaze thoughtful. My dream is to see Ibitayo flourish, not just in tradition but in progress. I want our people to embrace education, to understand the value of innovation while respecting our roots. And you, Folarin, what do you dream of? Folarin smiled. I dream of building something meaningful, perhaps a school where children can learn both the wisdom of our ancestors and the skills of modern world. A place where ideas can grow, and everyone, no matter their background, has a chance to contribute. Ainke's eyes sparkled. Then we share the same vision, but how do we begin? Inspired by their conversation, Folarin and Ainke decided to host a village gathering to discuss the idea of building a learning center. They sought the advice of elders, support of the youth, and the contribution of everyone in between. Their plan was simple yet ambitious, a place where knowledge, both tradition and modern, could be shared. The gathering took place in the village square under the ancient baobab tree. Folarin stood before the crowd, his voice steady but filled with passion. Our ancestors taught us the value of wisdom, he began. They showed us how to work the land, how to solve problems, and how to live in harmony. But the world is changing, and we must adapt while holding onto our roots. A learning center will be a bridge between our past and our future. Ainke stepped forward, her voice confident. This center will be a place where we will teach the craft of our ancestors, carving, weaving, farming, but also reading, writing, and even mathematics. Together we can create a future that honors our tradition while embracing progress. The crowd erupted in applause, their enthusiasm ignited by the young duo's vision. Challenges arise. As with any bold idea, obstacles emerged. Some elders feared that modern education would erode their tradition. Others doubted the practicality of such a project, citing the cost of the labor involved. Folarin and Ainke tackled these challenges with the same determination that had brought them together. They organized group works, sought advice from Mama Agba, and even traveled the neighboring villages to learn from their successes. Folarin's sharp mind and Ainke's diplomatic skills proved to be a powerful combination. But the most significant hurdle came from an unexpected source, Bamidele, a wealthy trader who sought Ainke's hand in marriage. Jealous of Folarin's growing influence, Bamidele began spreading rumors, claiming that the learning center was a foolish dream. Why waste time on books and buildings? He argued, what this village needs is wealth, not empty ideas. Ainke confronted Bamidele one evening at the marketplace, her voice unwavering. Wealth without wisdom is a river that runs dry. You may have riches, Bamidele, but it takes more than money to build a legacy, a triumph of unity. Despite the challenges, the foundation of the learning center was laid within months. Villagers donated materials, shared labor, and even sang work songs to keep spirit high. The project became a symbol of unity, a testament to what could be achieved when minds and heart work together. On the day of the center's opening, the village square was alive with celebration. Chief Oladimeji, supporter of the project, gave the opening speech. Today, we honor the courage and vision of our young ones, he declared. Folarin and Ainke have shown us that true leadership is not about standing above others, but working beside them. Folarin and Ainke stood side by side, their hearts full as they watched children eagerly explore the new center. For them, this was not just fulfillment of a dream, it was the beginning of a journey. That night, as they sat under the stars, Folarin turned to Ainke and said, this is just the first step. There's so much more we can do. Ainke smiled. Together we can do anything. The stars above seemed to agree, their light reflecting the promise of a bright future for Ibitayo and the young pair leading its transformation.